We've already got the Polestar 2, we've seen the Polestar 3, the Polestar 4 and 5 are in the works. It's time to get acquainted with the Polestar 6. I'm here in Melbourne with Polestar's latest concept car. It's an electric roadster that you can see behind me. And while this one's actually made out of clay and it's flown here from Sweden via China, this thing is actually going to enter production. So there might be some tweaks to the final version, of course, but this will form the basis of the Polestar 6 hardtop convertible. So it's confirmed to come to Australia in 2026. Pricing is expected to sit around $200,000 US. There were 500 examples of the first edition up for grabs, and they've already all been snapped up, some of them by Aussie buyers. But before it comes to us in 4 years' time, we get to have a little sneak peek at this clay concept to give us an idea of what we can expect. So I happen to think this car looks pretty fantastic. It's finished in a sky blue paint shade, which unfortunately is reserved exclusively for those 500 first edition LA examples. So there will be other colors available. The only one I've been told about is white. So who knows what other shades will be up for grabs, but unfortunately this is only for the 500 lucky first buyers. Up the front here, you've got Thor's hammer headlights that you've seen on Volvo cars as well. This is a kind of Polestar reimagining of that setup. So it's kind of to signify the fact that Polestar is, its own brand separate to Volvo, but also to signify the fact that the Polestar 5 and 6 are going to be built on their own platforms. So the first time they're not sharing those platforms with Volvo, which is very exciting. Now over here as well, you've got these sort of swoopy black plastic bits, which kind of look, like they're part of the car, but we suspect they might actually be what the wipers look like. So that's a pretty cool hidden feature and nice and streamlined as well. Here you've got your side mirrors, which are actually cameras. So we've seen it before on cars like the Audi e-tron. They incorporate cameras rather than having a mirror view, and then those cameras project on the inside of the car in a little panel down here as well. Lots of swoopy, muscular, dynamic lines leading through here. Up here you've got a little light bar that actually displays the charging status. So if you're sort of walking up to the car, you can see how much battery capacity it has by looking at this light bar here as well. And the whole thinking behind this car is that it wants to maximize its range by reducing kind of drag and turbulence behind the car. So that can be seen on features like this epic tail light here, which actually doubles as a rear spoiler, and that reduces air turbulence behind the car and just makes it go super fast. I mean, this thing looks fast. Obviously we can't drive it, it's made out of clay, but if you were to ask me, I can see this being pretty speedy. If you follow me down here, you might notice that there's this black line along here, and you might be wondering what that is. And that's actually a little launching pad for a drone. So this won't make it to the production version, but on the concept car, it's designed to have a drone that sits behind the rear seats. And what that does is it can be deployed while you're driving. It can fly up behind the car at speeds of up to 90 kilometers an hour, and it can film you while you drive. And then it can fly back down, land on the car, and you can upload the footage to the center display, edit it, and share it to social media so everyone can see, how great of a driver you are. I'm not sure that's something I would be doing. If I had this car, I think I have other priorities, but hey, it's a cool feature, although unfortunately we won't be seeing it in the production version. Now this car is made out of an aluminium unibody, which is all about having maximum rigidity without too much weight. So it's super dynamic. And on top of that, the aluminium unibody is really easy to recycle. So I can't really imagine a scenario in which anyone wants to recycle this car. I'm not putting this in my, curbside recycling bin anytime soon, but in case you wanted to, it just means that basically the entire car has been labeled and it can be easily broken down into its different segments so that if it does have to be recycled in the future, that's an option. Now, sadly, I can't get into this car because A, it has no door handles, and B, it's made of clay. So that's probably not encouraged, but I did have a little birdie tell me that if there are door handles, or when there are door handles in the production version, they might even be a little touch sensor here, which is just a nice streamlined process, and you can open it up and get in that way. Now, obviously this car has 2 doors and 4 seats. The battery is actually going to be packaged under the floor and under these rear seats as well, so it's got that lower center of gravity. How big the battery is going to be is, still to be revealed. However, it's likely that it's going to be quite large because this car is projected to have around 600 kilometers of range in the production version, and if it's anything like the Polestar 3, it's likely to have a 111 kilowatt hour battery. So that's a pretty sizable battery, and they will do hopefully a nice job of packaging it all in so that it's still nice and low to the ground and obviously not too heavy and handles beautifully, but we'll have to wait and see whether they're able to pull that off. Now, one of the things to me that's the most striking in this interior is this massive 15-inch center display. There's already a fairly sizable center display in the Polestar 2, but this just kind of takes it up several notches and looks really spectacular, and that's obviously where you edit your drone footage. Very important. You've also got a smaller digital driver's display here on the steering wheel, and you'll also notice that there's a steering wheel column mounted gear shifter as well. So much like you have in a Mercedes car as well, that's a little bit of a change from the Polestar 2 if you're familiar with that. On top of that, recycled polyester will make up all of the soft finishes in this car, and much like the aluminium unibody, it's designed to be recycled again. So all of the different types of polyester have been labeled so that when the car is broken down, I don't know why they'd be doing that, but if they do that, then it's easily labeled, easily separated, and easily recycled. There's also likely to be some speakers built into the headrest, whether it's these headrests here or even for the rear passengers back here, which is, great for the immersive sound experience. And really, it's just a kind of, as we know and love from Polestar, minimal, clean, spacious interior. So we're around 4 years away, unfortunately, from actually being able to drive the Polestar 6, but I have been told that in the engineering process, they're benchmarking it against a Porsche 911, so you can expect it to be as fast as it looks. Targeted specifications, which I will say are subject to change, include a top speed of 250 kilometers per hour, a 0 to 100 kilometer hour sprint time of just 3.2 seconds, a maximum output of 650 kilowatts, and of course, an electric range of around 600 kilometers or more. It's going to have dual electric motors and be all-wheel drive, and whilst I can't get it in this blue shade, which I've become very attached to, I'm willing to shop around a bit, and I'm going to start saving as of today, and hopefully I'll have maybe $10 saved by the time 2026 rolls around. For all the updates on the Polestar 6, stay tuned to Drive.com.au, and as always, thanks for watching.